Fala aí pessoal, tudo bem com vocês? Aqui quem fala é o Fantasy, Deus abençoe. Tô pensando aqui no começo do vídeo pra pedir pra vocês se inscreverem, se gostar, deixar o like, compartilhar. E bora lá continuar as aventuras dos irmãos Rossfield. Tem que voltar por... Depois que eu me dirijo, não merece, tem que ficar indo e voltando. Eu acho que hoje nesse vídeo acaba as missões secundárias.
Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
Puta que pariu, velho. Parece uma missão, aí é de fuder mesmo. Apareceu, não apareceu?
I wasn't expecting you back, sir.
Novo amanhecer. Toda a epopeia começa com uma única palavra, toda sinfonia com uma única nota. Isso é apenas o começo, sua lenda será contada para sempre. Seu legado será cantado para sempre.
All yours.
Não se brinque em serviço, pronto, conclui tudo. Não precisa mais fazer missão secundária.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Novo amanhecer, top. Cadê os jardineiros esperto?
Say what you will.
Esse que adivinha aqui, ó. Tão verdinho aqui, tão bonito.
What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow. Preferably in abundance.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. And where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds. I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right. Thank you.
Did you learn where we might find our flowers?
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrak.
Ah, the fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept a record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Oilafeist Bay.
Whose shores border the meadows. Off we go then.
Se eu tiver que voltar para o esconderijo de novo. Olha que lugar bonito.
Without sun, these leaves.
Ah é, tem o serviço das putas pra fazer ainda, merder.
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't cooperate.
Then we'll just post our own. I would speak with this duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Ai ai. Olha a filha da puta ali.
Come on. Someone's brave. Safe.
Double kill!
um só? O que ela tá fazendo sozinho? Geralmente anda em bando.
Last. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there.
The flowers and our friends.
Vai todo mundo pra casa do caramba.
What do you see, boy?
Do nada.
Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
Rapaz, tu não é nada, eu já matei o Bimutinei. Alguns inimigos próximos, puta que me pariu. Vai pra cima, amiguinho, vai. Fica no chão. Vamos pegar os bichos lá atrás. Agora foi.
That was harder than I expected. But found her. It was worth it. They're beautiful.
Do you think Jill will like them?
She'll love them. Come on. Let's go.
Voltamos pro esconderijo.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Puta, tem carta nova. Recepção e esconderijo. Ainda parece estar contente com a chocobo prateada que demos a ela. Pena, né? Tanto que começou a colocá-la em seu colo enquanto ela dorme. Ela disse que o malandro dá uns belos chutes, como ela. Parece que temos outro guerreiro entre nós. Já não era sem tempo. Eu posso esperar para ensinar ao nosso novo ronco-maldição tudo o que eu sei. Mas acho que todos nós podemos comemorar antes. Não precisamos expressar as coisas. Apaixonou, menino. Mãe solteira.
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
There is? And where might this something be?
It's, not here. Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you, Joshua and I. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill? Or tried to?
How could I forget? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them. A pawn at best. I felt so trapped, so lonely.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
Que bonitinho.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure. We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
You're right. There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
Isso concluído. Mais um pra conta do pai. 7.000 de experiência, não mexeu em nada. Grande margarida de neve, um tesouro. Valente do gelo. Cooperando com Jill, Jill entrou para o grupo de Clive e conversará com ele até a partida por aí. A posição no grupo mudou. Sai um, entra outro. Vamos lá resolver esse caso das putas. Você é sozinho de novo, bichinho?
That'll do, girl.
Hang the Duke and his bloody garrison.
O povo tá revoltado.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizen's watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you.
Ei, essa mata esse velho logo, mano. Até a filha quer que ele vá embora.
I would speak with this Duke.
What does the dame have to say about
Só matar o velho. Olha, ela já veio falar com o cara.
Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends. Someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sighting.
We're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on...
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings.
Pranto de Grigor. Invadiu, velho. Rapaz. quer me passar?
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Esses bichinhos chatos. Mas seguro grosso. Puta merda. Seguro grosso aí, vai.
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me. You all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found now.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dane was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore. You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a branded.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Griega.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame? What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
Whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell.
Toma atrás. Nossa.
The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals, whichever direction the thralls strike from.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you, both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
I want steel in the hands of every man.
Não tinha de ter de soldado, não.
This is more like it. Come on then. Test me.
Os caras estão sem última. Seus putos. Por que nasceu lá longe? Caralho, pera aí, cara. Eu achei. Você acabou de chegar, né? Assim que a banda toca, não. Esse bichinho aí tá me irritando. Vai pra casa do caralho, vai. Filha da puta.
That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
Da Jill, foda-se.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. I had thought that the only way to unite the people, that without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be born hither and yon, but you, not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess given, by simply being one of them. By knowing what they...
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the... As did you, Sabine. His radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people, how I felt.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my... I should have listened to you.
Your Eminence, your ladyship. I do not doubt that you came, but I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for naught, and we may yet achieve it. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to it, and today there are more than ever before.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that But it is not men like me who should...
Right. If only I'd listened.
Forgive me for saying so, my lady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you.
Well said, Captain.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded. Can we get you anything?
Quarto do meu seria ótimo. Liso.
Just a little further.
This the last one?
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'll be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help. Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find out. I sense you would rather have died here. For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the crystalline dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the veil that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me, that I would repay my debt.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our the people, the soldiers, even the all united in defense of this town, that we have come to. What of you? Can we count on your support?
Always.
Só concluo, Ed. Placa do véu.
We have brought Northreach together.
A posição no grupo mudou. Mas sai um, entra outro. Você não foi embora ainda, tio?
Here to help me pack. Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost fit. You're really going to go through with this then? I am. But before I go, there is one small issue. If it's within my power to help you, I will. It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and provided for, and loved. The hideaway. Of course. The children would be more than welcome. Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation. Understood. I'll do what I can to convince everyone else.
Limites traçados. Vai tá todo mundo agora? Só os quatro, a galera tá toda reunida.
Why do they always have to make such a...
It's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right...
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and...
You may not trust me. But for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
It's no use. Words will not move them.
Then we must find another way to ensure Dalamil's survival.
É, tá todo mundo conversando.
Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
Só os três interagindo, que coisa linda. Se eu soubesse disso antes.
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support, but I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Ferda! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There will be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourself.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run! Far, far away!
Just go, bearer!
Yeah. Come on, then.
Wait, someone's coming.
Stop! You're hurting him!
Que banda de filha da puta. Tem que morrer tudo mesmo.
What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty? Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you, ever. But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling? He keeps this whole place going! And you act like it doesn't even exist!
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather around if you don't want to die.
Caralho, essa cena foi foda.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcro. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operation. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced. The town guard will muster at the north gate.
The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature, and as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back. Conrad, can I count on the support of the...
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be...
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchants not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell you.
Cara, esse cara é foda.
How do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. Main host is most likely still there, and Dalimil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalimil.
Foda.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
Ah, mas eu vou pro próximo episódio.